In 2019, Moroadi Cholota was Ace Magashule's personal assistant. She revealed damning information before the State Capture Commission of Inquiry on a shady 225 million rand asbestos contract. She later decided not to cooperate, leading to a dramatic arrest when she landed in South Africa after she was successfully extradited from America. ActionSA's Patricia Kopan and legal analyst Mpumelelo Zikalala will help us understand how we got here and what to expect as Cholota makes her first court appearance later today in Bloemfontein. Let's start off with you, Mpumelelo. Very good morning to you. Thank you so much for making time for us. So she was extradited, landed in the country last week. What do we expect to happen today? Do we follow the ordinary procedures that we normally see happen when an accused or suspect in that case would be arrested?
Definitely they would. Good morning to you and also to my fellow guests. Yes, they would. Remember that we are guided here by our Constitution. Section 35 is very strict on the 48 hours notice in which you must appear in court for that first appearance. And then the Criminal Procedure Act takes over in terms of the procedures that need to be followed. Either the court will come back and say, I'm ready to hear you today. The state will also say, we are ready to deal with the bail application, or they would say, we still need more time to go and prepare our statements, go and consult and deal with whatever other evidential material we're going to require for bail application. Hence, please postpone this matter for a maximum of 7 days. That's the amount of time that can be given. And then we can come back next week and be able to have a full bail hearing with the evidence having been complied by both parties. Or they can come back and say today, well, we've listened to you and we've read your submissions. We're going to release a warning, or bail was going to be fixed at this amount. Go home and you're going to be come back to this court when the matter then goes back on trial, or whether we're checking the state of readiness between the parties.
Yeah, and with that first court appearance, if the state as well as the defense agrees that sure we are ready to go ahead with the bail application today, the expectation is that the NPA would be opposing that bail. Just speak to us on what basis the NPA would say that we are opposing bail.
I think they're going to let on the process of saying that this person is a flight risk. Let's look at the manner of arrest and the manner in which she was extradited back to South Africa. A willing participant would have said, if law enforcement agencies are looking for me in my home country, I'm going to make myself available. I may say I don't have transport money. That can be provided to me, provided if I'm for the state or not. But I'm going to be willing to participate up until the end with the processes that are taking place. So it's one of the things that they might raise. Secondly, to say, you have access to valuable information and evidence. You went into the State Capture Commission, provided crucial information that has assisted us. We do not know what other information do you have within your possession. Are you going to conceal it? Are you going to destroy it? Are you going to give it to us and be able to display it or provide it when you're in court? Give us that particular assurance, and maybe we can be persuaded that it's in the interest of justice that you so be released. But it is going to be up to the defense to then say, it's in the interest of justice that I be released because I'm not a flight risk. I'm resident in South Africa. My family is here. I may have lived in the US for a number of years, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm a South African citizen. Secondly, there are other ties which are putting me here, whether work-wise or in other manner. And also look at my past criminal record. I'm not a person that is engaged in any Schedule 1 offenses, or there are no pending cases against me in which will then need to be dealt with, or that prove that I'm not a person, once I've been given instructions, that I don't follow them, especially by the court. It's one of the things that are then going to be looked at by the court. But the one crucial one, which I think they're going to latch on, is the one of being a flight risk, one. And secondly, the concealing or the potential destroying of evidence.
Yeah. Let's bring in Patricia Kopan into the conversation. She is heading ActionSA in the Free State. Patricia, very good morning to you as well. Thank you so much for making time for us this morning. Are you confident that the NPA will be successful in its prosecution in this particular case, considering how upset you were at how they handled the Estina dairy farm matter, which has now been struck off the roll?
Good morning, and thank you so much, Andre, for this opportunity. For the past few cases, we can go back as far as the Thabo Bester, the Estina, as you just said. It shows that there's a problem. Our justice system, it looks like, is being compromised. And as ActionSA, as much as we welcome the extradition of Moroadi to be back in South Africa. It takes about 3 years that they really struggled to brought her home, but successfully now. You remember, it was previously said, she was a state witness, but unfortunately she didn't cooperate with our state. Now she's now accused number 17. And we do believe that she plays a major key role into this matter. Because if you remember the very same tender, it was awarded in 2014, irregularly so as it was also reported by the Office of the Public Protector. It's a serious case, 250 million was used, and that is affecting the life of people in the Free State. As I'm speaking with you, there is a place called Silver City. People are still living in those houses with asbestos. They can't clean their houses. It's dust everywhere. They're inhaling this. Their health is in crisis. Many of them, they've died. They are still experiencing pneumonia and all those things. But I'm really worried about our NPA. It's like many times our NPA, they are not ready, as we have seen last week when the court case of the Estina, how was it scrapped from the roll? Though the matter, it has been there for a very long time. So it is up to the state how they are going to protect their integrity. Because as ActionSA, we do believe that the criminal justice system is failing the law-abiding citizen. And we do believe those that are in leadership or in power, they are abusing that to steal or to enrich themselves because of greediness. And most of the time, these criminal actions, they often go, being unpunished due to the low prosecution, and the conviction rate is very low. And now the public have lost definitely the trust to our justice system.
Yeah.
But as ActionSA, we do believe that NPA must be well funded, well resourced, and so that there must also be an establishment of an independent anti-corruption unit that must be treated like a Chapter 9 institution. They must do their job without fear and favor, because currently the head of NPA is appointed by the Justice Minister, and he's also having a conflict of interest to protect many politicians.
No, the head of the NPA is appointed by the president.
The head of NPA, we do believe that it must be funded by Parliament, and the head of NPA must also directly report to Parliament, rather to the Justice Minister. Okay. Because most of the cases in South Africa now, it is the political people, the political leadership that are implicated. So, yeah. Which means the Justice Minister is also being, he's contaminated in that cases, sometimes to protect many people. Now, we also believe that let the NPA have more resources, more prosecutors must also be employed, and also our court system, they must build more court, and we need to have a specialized different types of court, because they need to be expertise in different types of crime.
Okay, that Patricia, when you were the head of the Democratic Alliance in the province, leading the Democratic Alliance in the province, in 2018, one of the statements that you issued was in relation to Lindiwe Sisulu, who was then the Minister of Housing, saying that she promised to institute in 2014 a forensic report. Because for me, this issue is that, sure, now you have the criminal justice system that is stepping in, but internal governance mechanisms as well to ensure that we avoid these corruption cases from even getting off the ground.
And like what I've just said now, it is sad because we all know that we don't have faith to our justice system. As much as we know that it is going to be her first appearance in court, and I hope with the NPA now, they are ready. They are not going to be caught with their pens on the floor. They are ready. They have all the necessary information. The matter is being well investigated, but we know that his key witness having more information, like my brother just said. But what is also important for us, I hope the state can still pursue her to be the witness, because if she's a witness, she's having critical information, because it is alleged that she plays a main role in soliciting the funds through the state to these other people. And if you remember, she appeared before the Zondo Commission. The sad part is, during the Zondo Commission, she came out strongly with so many information, but she was a state witness, and we were all happy that she's going to be part.
Okay.
So I still believe that let the state go back to negotiate with her to be a state witness. And we want the honesty and the truth into this matter. And
Okay.
I do believe that the NPA shouldn't give her the bail, though that because I'm fearing that there are people, maybe her safety, it's not guaranteed also.
Okay.
Because we know in South Africa, the whistleblowers, they are not protected. So that's what we're saying as ActionSA.
Well, certainly. And of course, the bail is afforded by the court. It's the court that decides on bail. The NPA can decide on whether they want to oppose the bail or not. But Mpumelelo, from what Patricia has just said now, do you think that there is still room for the NPA to approach Moroadi and say, are you still willing to become a state witness? Do you think that window of opportunity is still there?
Certainly it's still there. And I think maybe if we want to insinuate or make allegations to say maybe the whole process of arrest was to try and persuade it to say this is the strong arm that we are going to utilize if you're not part and parcel of our team. You have gone on record and on oath during the Zondo Commission or the State Capture Commission and provided information which was crucial. If you then come back within a criminal trial and say something which is contrary, you're going to be charged for perjury, and there's other criminal charges which are going to come against you. So you must make a decision because you've already participated extensively in this process, provided extensive information. All that we require from you is for you to come and play for the other side and provide information which is going to be crucial. But I think another problem that I may find with the whole matter is that the quality and the quantity of the evidence is very crucial. And the slow pace in which these matters are being investigated and prosecution of it then taints the whole process. It can't take plus minus 5 or 6 years for a simple matter to be prosecuted, because by the time you go to court, evidence is going to be lost. Crucial witnesses are going to pass on. Some of them are not going to be willing to participate in being witnesses as it has happened now. And that hampers the whole investigation process. In my fair assessment, I think within the State Capture Commission, we missed 3 crucial people that were meant to be called. Firstly, it was law enforcement agencies to ask them, are you finding any impediments in investigations? Secondly, it was supposed to be the NPA to say, what is the process which is preventing you from doing these investigations and being able to prosecute successfully, so that at the end of the day, we do not have these long waits as we're experiencing now that lead to matters being struck off the roll or witnesses no longer being available to testify.
Yeah, let me just quickly ask you this as well, Mpumelelo. So you have some of the evidence leaders in the State Capture Commission of Inquiry, including Matthew Chalkelson, that are now going to be part of the investigative directorate, the ID. This is of the ID that falls under the NPA. Do you think that there's a possibility at all that once those State Capture Commission of Inquiry cases do go to court, and the very same evidence leaders are the ones now that are leading the prosecution before the court, that there could be an objection that's raised by the accused?
Yeah, definitely there's going to be, because the person who's on the other side would say, you are too involved in this matter. It has turned from being a normal job that you go to on a daily basis to a personal vendetta that you have against me because you have targets and which you need to prove. I think the most important question that needs to be asked would be to say, in the ordinary system that we're having now, which is meant to be operating, what are the impediments of it? Is it because there are professionals which are not yet skilled enough or do not have the acumen of being able to take these matters to court? Or is it just a process of where there are certain people that are deliberately withholding information and causing disturbances when it comes to the administration of justice? So you can have as many other individuals as you so wish, but if the system itself has got blockages here and there, it's not going to lead to the results in which you are looking for. And what it's going to lead to is endless objections which are going to take place from the side of the events. And you're going to see the almost similar, the Zuma matter, where before the matter even goes on to merit, it goes to the Constitutional Court simply because the person who's standing on the other side, being the prosecutor, is being challenged. And the element of being independent is being questioned by the accused individuals.
Well, it's an interesting one, and let's see how that is going to unfold. That is ActionSA's Patricia Kopan, as well as legal analyst there, Mpumelelo, Zikalala. And considering the statement that was issued by the African Congress for Transformation, which is led by Ace Magashule, in their statement, they alleged that Moroadi was actually assaulted, they say, as well as harassed by the FBI, Interpol, as well as the South African Police Services. And these allegations have not been confirmed as yet.